Greetings. Here's my story. As a young anthropologist, I conducted doctoral research in the Southeast Asian Sultanate of Brunei. One day there, 3 young men and I were seated and conversing on a riverfront. We were alone. Tiring of my seat, I slipped down to sit on the walkway. The young men quickly dropped to the walkway too. I realized at once that they did it not because they too were uncomfortable, but because in Brunei culture it is not polite to sit higher than another person unless you considerably outrank him. Now, it was not my custom to be worried about seating levels, and the setting was informal anyway. So I protested, urging them to resume their seats. They said it wouldn't look nice. I said there was no one around to notice. One of them closed the matter by pointing a quarter-mile across the river to where people just might see us. For years, I related this story to illustrate difference, to show the extremity of Brunei concern with rank. But in later years, I began to think about human universals, the features common to all humans. I then realized that the story I told is pervaded with universals. The young men, like people everywhere, were concerned with what other people thought about them, with politeness and with rules. Furthermore, the exchange between them and me involved the universals of language, gesture, tone of voice, body language, facial expressions, conversational turn-taking, memory, assessment of context, explanation, and more. In my lectures, I had ignored those entirely common and largely unconscious features of human life. Instead, I had focused on a mere quantitative difference between the young men and me. After all, high and low symbolize rank in the West, too. There's a lesson to be learned from my story. But first, let us begin to see some of the hundreds of human universals that I have documented. Here's the lesson. Humans are and must be sensitive to difference, but too much focus on difference lurks behind way too much human conflict. Today, celebrating what we all have in common, you should find hope in realizing how rich and numerous those commonalities are.